Hello, 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 wonderful people. How are you? I hope you guys are doing great. So, are you ready to learn some of the strategies to enhance the productivity today? Yes, thank you. I really appreciate that. Welcome to my channel. If you are new, my name is Samjhana, and this channel is Samie, the life and career coach. With this channel, I'm trying to provide some mentorship, guidance, and motivation to you all for making best out of your lives. Okay, let's start without delay. By the way, did you guys get a chance to see my previous videos? If not, I encourage and have you guys um, subscribe my channel. If not, you would like to, maybe. Okay, so today I'm discussing about the productivity 101. Productivity means like making best out of the limited resources, making best out of the limited time. So making best, maximizing from the limited or minimum resources, it is something about the efficiency, something about the organization, some strategies, and some tactics. Let's begin. Okay, so you may be thinking that like why we need to know about the productivity. You may think like I am very productive and I'm happy. Congratulations, that's great. But if you are thinking like, hey, why am I not able to do many things done? Why others people do? How they do? Why I'm not doing? So then this episode is absolutely for you. And I promise that by the end of this episode, and if you practice these strategies honestly, you will definitely find your life enhanced. First of all, God is fair. God has given one life to all of us. God has given 24 hours to all of us. But, among the human beings, some became Steve Jobs, some became Bill Gates, some became Oprah Winfrey, Maya Angelou. Like there are many successful, exemplary people in this world, and we admire them. And and sometimes we may think like, maybe I won't be able to do that. That's not my faith. But looking back into their history, many of them are not very rich, not very educated, through the formal education system. Um, some of them are come from the adverse family and social backgrounds, but they made it, you know. So it's all about understanding the human potentials and claiming that. So today, I really want you to encourage to think that who you are, what you want to be, what you can be, and how much you have claimed from all of your potentials. What do you deserve? You know, if you ask me, I believe that whatever I choose, I deserve that. So basically, life is a choice. Every day we have a choice just to be a lazy, just like browsing through different social media windows and just like indulge onto that, or do something very, like effective, something which makes us really happy and meaningful. So it's all our choice. Here I want to present, like just share this one clip. Actually, it's a picture. And in this picture, here we have our former prime minister. His name is Prachanda Dahal. And here is he's a spiritual teacher in Nepal. His name is Arun Swami. So when the Prachanda was in as a prime minister, he and this spiritual leader, both of them met, and the spiritual leader told him about importance of self-care, doing meditation, and the importance of spirituality, faith, all those things. And at that time, the prime minister by then answered, I am very busy. Then the spiritual leader makes a really, like humor. He asked with the prime minister that, like, are you Vyasta or Astavyasta? Vyasta means busy, and Astavyasta means messy or disorganized. So, it's a really fun thing, and that's a very provoking questions to all of us, that like, are we busy or we are simply disorganized, being not able to achieve what we want. So mindset is something really, really, really important. Okay, so if we have a very positive mindset, like, mindset is something that separates the best from the rest. That means, like, it's a like, if you want to achieve something best, you need to have that set in your mind. And likewise, there's another quote from the Buddha: the mind is everything what you think you become. So you must have heard before that, like, thing or thoughts becomes the things, right? So the thought process is very important. Having a right attitude, positivity, determination, and right mindset is very important. Okay, so if you want to sort out your life, first, please know your priorities. What are you doing? Maybe you are studying. These days, our life is very competitive. We cannot just do a monotask or mono goals. We have like multiple things in our plate, and we need to organize them, and we need to take them along with each other, creating a harmony and balance between different tasks. So first, you should know that what are your priorities, like study, work, hobby, household chores, relationships, self-care, social life, deadlines. These are like some of the common priorities. And I listed it here based upon my experience. And it can be anything. It can be anything for you. I encourage you to write your priorities. Will you? I hope so. And then once you know that your priorities, rank them. What is very important? What is the most important thing for you? So in my case, deadlines are very, very important for me. I cannot mess up with that. I need to do something within a given time and date, and I need to do it no matter what. So these are like my first priorities. Then comes my work. Here, for me, work is more in priority than study, because if I cannot continue my work, I cannot continue my study. So I need to put that into the priority. And then third is my priority is study. And then fourth is my self-care. And then fifth is my relationship with my family, friends, and relatives. And then it comes about the hobby. And then it comes about the household chores, like cooking, throwing the garbage, laundry, folding the laundry, ordering the grocery, you just name it. Okay. And then, like, my next priority is social life. So these 8 things, I want to have these things in my life. And I want to have these things in an organized way. So now I usually organize my life in a week basis. I have some long-term goals for a year. I have some long-term goals for a month, and I have long-term goals for every week. I have like short-term goals for every week. Okay. So if you want to pursue, like if you want to follow my pursuit, I would encourage you to write down 3 big goals each week. All right. And then next, make your weekly to-do list. So at the beginning of the week or even at the end of the week, you just sit down for half an hour. You can go to some coffee shop or restaurant or just stay in the porch, balcony, wherever. Just be in your comfort zone and start to write 3 goals you want to achieve for that week. And then just make a, like unlimited number of your to-dos, like what. And the tips is that like your to-do list should reflect upon your 3 big goals. The to-do lists are definitely larger than the big goals, but like all your 3 big goals related to-dos should be in your to-do list. I hope you understood it. Okay, if not, we will practice it here. Okay, so here are I'm practicing my 3 goals. Okay, so for coming week, I have 3 goals. One is I need to complete the coding of some audio data. And I told you that like my work is my first priority, even prior, it has like higher priority than my study. And then second is my writing a code book for my study. And then third is like for now, as I just launched my YouTube, I am, like putting that into my priority that like every week, either I will make one YouTube video, or if you guys don't know, I love writing and I'm an author. I write as a freelancer. So, I look forward to write articles. So either I'll make one YouTube video every week, or I'll produce one article, one newspaper article every week. These are like my goals. Okay. And now I'm practicing here like my to-do list. And please excuse this, very busy slide, because like to-do list is just busy, right? I have many things to do. If you just like, look into that, you don't have to read each and every statements written here, but just look into those numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that continues. And I just like listed down 30 lists, and I believe that whatever I write, I do it. If I don't write something, I don't do it. That's what is true for me. That may or may not be true for you. But I believe in writing, so I write every little thing, right? Call your mother, call your daughter, donate some clothes, cook, send wedding gift to someone. I mean, like, I write all those things, okay? And then after writing, then I categorize these to do points or list. So now grade your to do list. So all these 30 to dos are not equally important, right? So I have this grade A. They're very important, the most important tasks. There are grade B, that's like my routine task related to work. Grade C, that is like my multitasking and social life. Multitasking task means like I can do it when I'm around my friends, And the D is those tasks which I can designate to someone or delegate to someone, or I need like, another person to do it. I was like, I need a designated person to accomplish those tasks. And E is stand for entertainment for me. That means like using the social media, watching movie, reading some book. These are like E for me, or like talking with friends. And then there is a one category that is called I call it like eat that frog category. I will talk about it in another episode with you guys. But the eat that category is the most important and the most difficult task. Okay. The eat that frog or frog task is something that like that will make a real change in your life. Yeah, many people ask me, like, what the hell is this frog thingy? What does it mean by eat that frog? The genius Mark Twain, he said that, like, if it's your job to eat a frog, it's best to do it first thing in the morning. It's something like first thing first. Just do the most important thing first, first thing as in the day. To continue with this quote, we are going to expand it a little bit. If it's your job is to eat a frog, it's best to eat first thing in the morning. And if it's your job to eat two frogs, it's best to eat the biggest one first. Again, it's from the Mark Twain. That means, if you have something to do, really difficult thing, do it. If you have like two difficult things to do, choose the more or the most difficult one, begin with there, sort that out. And then when you accomplish those things in the very, first hour of your morning, then eat a live frog first thing in the morning and nothing worse will happen to you the rest of the day, Mark Twain. That means like when you accomplish the most difficult task at the very beginning of the day, then now your fear is over. Then you know that nothing worse can happen and you feel the confidence, you feel accomplished, which leads, your rest of the day even more productive. Okay, so now let's practice this A, B, C, D, E, F. I am sorry that I got a little distracted talking about the eat that frog stuffs. But here, again, excuse my BG slide. Here you can see it, right? Um, just look into those yellow highlights. Those are my A categories, like finalizing my code books, you know, those are something I must do. And those um, light blue are my B categories, like those things I need to do, like attending the meeting, writing email to my professor, just following with them, and I need to verify one paycheck. So those are like my tasks I need to do. And then in the green highlight, there are my C, which I can do as a multitask. I can socialize with something, I can call someone, and talking over the phone, I can do my laundry, I can, like just organize my documents, and or I can just like, do grocery whatsoever. And then demons like something I can delegate. You guys can see that there are three highlights, right? One is donate clothes. For this, like I need to set up time with another person. I can ask that person that like, please, take my stuffs and drop over there in the compassion center. They can do that for me. Maybe I don't need to go there. So, if we can delegate something, we should not spend our time on that. That is simply a tips for efficiency. And then I put like calling my mom and calling my daughter, calling my husband also as my, D category, because I need to set up my time with them. So that's something we work as a team. And in E means like socializing, like lunch with my friends, reading just a leisure book, right? And then in very dark highlight, I know it's a little bit difficult to study, but these are like tax filing, renewing organization. These are like something really important, but I'm feeling like not motivated to do. I'm trying to procrastinate. I'm just like procrastinating for many weeks and months. I know it would not take more than a week to accomplish those tasks, but for some reason, I'm just feeling not ready to do it. So, for those kind of tasks, we need to assign our 4 hours and we need to do it during our 4 hours. Okay. And then, so when we see the list, we might find it like very overwhelming. Okay. Very overwhelming. But like when we do it in an efficient way, it would be really easy for us. So, like for example, morning hours are very crucial. Again, going back to the Mark Twain's quote, you need to do your most important thing at the very beginning of the day. Second tips is like, do not check email in the morning. Many of us just wake up and start to check the emails or start to check our other messages apps, right? Um, Experts say that when we check the emails in the morning, other people, they will, you know, hijack our day for their work. So don't check your emails in the morning. I usually check my emails after 4 p.m. And then do not set up meetings before 2 p.m. Sometimes we tend to set up meetings like early 8 a.m., 9 a.m., 10 a.m. I encourage not to do that yet. But like the caveat is like it could be like in the morning if you have some conference call, you guys are starting your day, you're in an office and you are having this meeting, that's fine. Otherwise don't hang on. Even if possible, you guys can do evening meetings, like before you leave the office, everybody meet and leave, rather than setting up meeting in the morning. You may try it and see whether that works or not. And then set up some frog hours every day. So I encourage you to set up like at least 2 to 4 hours or to 6 hours of frog hours every day. I usually set up like 4 hours of frog hours every day. Frog hours for me is like dedicated time to do the most important and most difficult task, which has a high chance of procrastination. And I don't use my cell phone during those hours. I don't do other works. So I'm just like focus on what I'm supposed to do. I don't get up from my chair and go eat something, go get drink, um, just like other than taking a quick breaks in between, I just don't do any other stuff. Like yeah, we feel like, okay, I want to go to, like take care of laundry or wash some dirty dishes. We feel distracted, but like I tell my mind that it's like frog hour is frog hour. At that time, you just eat your frog. You don't do anything. Okay. And then something you can do in the evening. So usually like in the evening hours we feel tired and we just like want to crash, and we don't train our mind to do anything. But we can make like many we can do many of things in the evening. For example, in my case, like whenever possible, I put the meetings in the evening. I do calls in the evening. I do other social events like going dining out, or like those things in the evening. Even I put like self-care routine, like taking bath, doing nail care, laundry, all those things in the evening. And cooking also, I don't cook all day and I just cook in the evening. And just like and making a weekly plans, I usually use my evening time to just write down the weekly plans. And as you guys are seeing me in my channel, it's a work. I need to contribute on that, but I cannot work on like writing my articles or creating my YouTube contents in the day hours. So I do it in the evening time, right? And so you guys also can do a lot of things done by the evening. So assign something for the evening, and then learn to multitasking. As I said, like we need to do some tasks as a like we need to handle them as a single-handedly. That means like you even don't want to use your cell phone, right? It's just like keeping your cell phone in the airplane mode or just switching it off. But there are some tasks we can do it multitasking. For example, I can call my mom and I can cook at the same time. I can call my daughter and I can, like do laundry at the same time. So there are a couple of things which we can do as a multitask, and practice that. And then and then learn to say no. I think this is very, very important. So I'm from Nepal, and many of you who are watching from Nepal, and you guys know that like how hard it is to say no, but learn to say no. Just you don't need to attend each and every party. You don't need to attend every invitation. You don't have to do that unless you have completed all what are really important for your lives. Then only you can earn those social hours. Otherwise your life will be just done attending all these parties, festivities, all those things, all those like low key tasks. Those things will not make real difference in your life, so you won't be progressing doing those things. I hope you understand what I mean, right? So whenever somebody says something, offers something, invites you, and you need to say sorry, you need to say that like, okay, I'm sorry. I'm very grateful for your invitation, but I have these things to do, so I won't be able to attend this time. But we can plan for some time next. I'm not telling you to just ignore the people or just underestimate the importance of relationship. You value them, you prioritize them, but you set up your time and you try to do it according to your time, not according to their time. Okay? You try to do it in your time, or at least try to create a win-win situation which best suits for all of you. For example, I just invited one of my friend for lunch. I didn't say that like, okay, hey, it's Friday today, let's go to lunch. I didn't say that. I sent her email asking that, hey, I want to go to lunch. What's your schedule for this month? Which day would be good for you? When can we go? you know and then she said like, okay, mm, March the 11th looks good, let's go on that day. And then what time? Okay, 12 noon. That's how we plan, right? So saying no means just like saying no to the things which are not in your schedule, which are not according to your timeline, which are not favorable for your growth and development. Okay, I hope you got it. If you don't mind, may I request that like, would you please write something in your comment that like when you said no to someone in a smart way. Okay, here's the question. When did you say no in a smart way to someone in the past 1 year? Please write down it in the comment, okay? Okay, so this is again, I'm preaching something and I'm trying to couple it with practice, right? So in my practice, like my day begins with my frog hours, then I do some task hours, and then I eat lunch and take some break, and I'm not very productive from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. After lunch, I feel a little lazy, so I try to set up some meetings, or check my emails, or do something that really motivates me or excites me. For example, making a YouTube video again. And then I again restart my frog hour at 2. And then, my task hour begin at 4, and then, sorry, I just like messed up a little bit. So I usually like 4 to 6 or 2 to 4. Those are like my either task work hours, or those are my frog hours. And I try to make best of the evening. And in the evening, there are some tasks, you can see what I do. And then 9 p.m. is my bedtime. I usually go to bed at 9. And then I leave my bed at the 6:30 a.m. Just the other day, I learned from my doctor that like leaving the bed on the same time every day is very important. That's the key points of having a quality sleep. So I'm just trying to practice it. Okay, so now when we are talking about the frog tasks, frog tasks are something very unattractive, very difficult, like it's demotivating and tend to be procrastinated. So for that, like, it's just if you also have something really difficult to do, like you need to write an essay for the scholarship and you're feeling like not motivated, then just like set up some time know the process and acknowledge the process, and be prepared. Like if you need anything, for example, pencil, pens, whatsoever, papers, just organize that and then make it a bite size. Usually the big task cannot be done at once, so take it bite by bite. And when you are doing those tasks, feel free to take just few minutes of break, but don't take a very long break where you lose your motivation. And don't take a break to, like do a laundry or something. That will not, because those will distract you. And there is something called Pomodoro method. You can Google it. It's basically 25 minutes of work and 5 minutes of break. That's kind of cycle. And we shall talk about it more in, another episode sometime. And then if you think you have not completed that work at that very day, just write it down to a note to yourself. We also call it mental note, that like where to pick up later, because you just wrap it up that file, and then after a few days or the next day you come back and you try to look into that, and you feel like, where did I leave? What to do, where to start from. So always write a note that saying that, like, okay, this much is done and that's the next step. I even like put my mental notes like, okay, if I'm writing some research paper, I would say like, okay, chapter 5, where to be, go to this file and then go to this space, and you have done this and you will do this. So just like that is really helpful, trust me. And write down the next steps like I just discussed about it. And at the end of the week, always evaluate your week. Go to those long checklists which you made at the beginning of the week, and then just to check it off how many tasks you have completed and how many tasks you're still incomplete. And especially for those incomplete tasks, that like just think a little bit like why it was incomplete, how it just remained like that, what would be helpful for you to complete this task, or it is just not necessary, or you can just drop it task, or you just delegated that to someone. Just like especially look into those tasks which you were failed. Actually, failure is the learning from the failure, or rising above the failure is the key factor for the success. So always rise above the failure. Yes, rise above the failure. And then set up a 3 big goals for coming week. And for the next week, just set up 3 big goals, and again make these to-do list. And while you're writing to-do list, these should be aligned with your 3 big goals. And in this to-do list, you may want to carry out, some of the to-do list which you did not, you know, do it in the past week. And tap your back. Yeah, you did it, right? And give yourself good hug, You can give a good hug and say like, good job, good job, good job, you did it. So every week, just practice the self-love and just like give yourself a good hug, okay? And balance is also important, okay? Life is not just like work, 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 right? You need to equally um, prioritize your self-care, prioritize your happiness, prioritize your relationship. Those are also very important. Okay, here is the task for you. Okay, so if you don't mind, you're welcome to share your 3 goals for your next week. You can write it down in the comment section, and then, after a week, just come back and see your goals and see what you have done, what are due, and if you guys have any questions, you guys can always ask me through the comments, okay? Thank you very, very much. I'm just trying to be a little funny. Yeah, so thank you very much. And so here's the bell sign. Bell sign means like class is over. Yay! In Nepali we call it like chutti, makai vutti. That's just a phrase, like that's just the kids they just like shout out loudly, and they're just thrilled and happy that class is over. I know you may also feel thrilled with this opportunity to learn. And yeah, our today's discussion is just over. And again, I'm saying, if you want to, like ask me something, please write into the comment sections. If you want to give me some suggestions, please jot it down into the comment section. If you want to comment something, comment on that. And um, it's something I need to say something to you. That is like, please subscribe this channel. If you find this is important, this is useful, you can help me grow, and you can help me motivate. You can help me spread these words. So please subscribe and like it, and share it with your friends, because we have limited resources like this, which is really helpful. So I really encourage you all to just like make best out of what I'm trying to offer. And I really need your support to grow, to be motivated, and to make more videos. So please do subscribe, like, and share. And we shall meet in next video, soon. And I hope this video is useful for you. So don't get overwhelmed. You can do it. I believe in you. Just sit down, make some lists, prioritize, make your priorities to the A, B, C, D, E, F, you know, and practice a little bit of discipline, and just like work on it and enjoy and witness how your life will change beautifully, and you'll be able to achieve whatever you want. I wish you all the best, my friends. Thank you so much for attending this session, and I take your permission to say goodbye. Goodbye. And know that I love you all so much. Love, love, Samie.